This episode is brought to you by Cook Chiropractic Clinic. From auto accidents to personal injuries, family care, and sports physicals, call Cook Chiropractic for all your chiropractic needs. Call 903-938-5454. They can help you get back on your feet in no time. I'm back, nerds, with the best cooking show this side of Bravos. Season 3 of Food Nerd, baby. And on this episode, we're diving into one of my favorite TV shows of all time, Game of Thrones. And since we are a cooking show, we're serving up some dishes that come straight out of Westeros. We're making a honey glazed chicken, and to go along with it, some garlic mushrooms with toasted walnuts. So sit back, strap in, it's time to get our nerd on. Welcome to Food Nerd.
Ready, aim, fire.
To die like those from the Seven Kingdoms, you have to know a little bit about those from the Seven Kingdoms. Check this out. Unless you've been in a coma or have been living under the cushions of Honey Boo Boo's couch, you've most certainly heard of Game of Thrones. The series began on HBO in 2011 and has been a mega hit ever since. The show revolves around a wide cast of characters and families fighting over the illustrious Iron Throne. Some of those families include the House Lannister. A boy becomes king after his father, King Robert Baratheon, is killed, and everyone hates this kid, except his mother, the Queen Cersei, and her brother, Jaime Lannister, who is actually the kid's real father. Oh yeah, did I forget to mention that they were lovers? I forgot. And then there's the youngest brother, the imp, Tyrion Lannister, who through his smarts and wit inevitably becomes pretty much everybody's favorite. Then there's House Stark, led by Patriarch Eddard Stark, Hand of the King. This dude has a lot of kids, and by a disastrous series of events, these kids are spread all over the world, each playing a vital role in the shaping of Westeros' future. One in particular is his bastard son, Jon Snow. I can say bastard, right? The kid might not actually be his. It could be his sister and Rhaegar Targaryen's, former king of Westeros, which makes him the rightful heir, but for now he protects the wall with the Night's Watch to keep out the wildlings and these dudes, which I believe is actually just an undead Jeff Bridges. Jon falls in love with one of the wildling girls, which complicates things, but brings us one of the greatest memes ever.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
Yes. And then there's the Targaryens. The last two of their name are exiled after the defeat of their brother Rhaegar by Robert Baratheon. The sister Daenerys is sold into slavery to a Dothraki king, and she goes on to be a mighty queen, or Khaleesi. This chick has dragons and a huge army, and her dragons lay waste to all who stand in her way at regaining her place on the Iron Throne. Pretty sweet. But those are just a few of the amazing characters that make up this hit series. The show's about to enter its 6th season, but it is caught up story-wise to where the last book is currently at. Oh, did I forget to mention that? The show is based on a series of books named, you guessed it, A Song of Ice and Fire. Go figure. I would have probably gone with something like people fighting over thrones and stuff, but that's probably why I'm not an author. If you haven't seen the show, I highly recommend it, but I do have to warn you, it's not for kids due to sexual content, violence, and all sorts of other fun stuff. But for you nerdy, fantasy-loving nut jobs, watch on, because I sure know I will. For our first recipe today, we are making a meal fit for any king or Khaleesi. We are making honey glazed roasted chicken. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to start off with some chicken quarters, and we're going to add a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and a little bit of garlic powder. Then we're going to make sure that we season them on both sides, get them coated real nice. And then we'll drizzle them with a little bit of olive oil. Then we're going to set our oven to 450 degrees, and we are going to roast these for about an hour. While that's cooking, then we're going to take a small sauce pot, and we're going to add a half cup apple cider vinegar, a third of a cup of honey, and there we go. Then we're going to take a small handful of golden raisins and a small handful of mint, and then 1 tablespoon of butter. We're going to let that reduce down. We'll take our chicken out, and then we're going to glaze it with our sauce. And there you have it. Honey glazed roasted chicken. Da 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 Did you know that the average Game of Thrones episode costs HBO over $6 million? That's 3 times the amount that it takes to make one episode of The Big Bang Theory. In fact, Season 2's episode Blackwater actually cost HBO $8 million. Pretty crazy. The writing duo that adapted Game of Thrones to TV actually got the permission by George R.R. Martin by answering one question: who is Jon Snow's real mother? If it was up to me, I'd actually be saying that it's probably... In Season 1, Daenerys ate a horse's heart for Khal Drogo. This actually wasn't a horse's heart, because who would want to eat that? She actually ended up eating what was a 3-pound gummy bear-like substance thing covered in oozy blood. Believe it or not, after she did the scene and was all covered in the blood, she actually ended up getting stuck to the toilet seat, which was kind of embarrassing. And speaking of Daenerys, her character has become so popular that in 2013, over 146 babies were actually named Khaleesi. Now, funny fact, George R.R. Martin never announced the pronunciation of her name in the books, so out of all those 146, there's a lot of different variations going around. Some say Khaleesi, some say Khaleesi, some say potato, some say potato, you know. Game of Thrones is actually the #1 pirated show on all of the internet. In 2012, it was reported by BitTorrent trackers that over 4,280,000 copies of the show have been downloaded. That is some crazy numbers of people just stealing crap. Bonus round! We've never done this before on Flash in the Pan, but we're going to do it for this one. Very special episode since it is the first one of Season 3. In 2013, a woman put out an ad on Craigslist saying that she was looking for, in her words, a Stark on the streets and a wildling in the sheets. Come to find out, she had actually acquired a replica of the Iron Throne, and she wanted to do a little Daenerys Targaryen role-playing and find herself a little Robb Stark lookalike. She also mentioned in the ad that this Robb Stark individual had to be okay with being in a dungeon for a short period of time. Now, HBO said that there was never a replica of the Iron Throne put out there, so not knowing quite what she acquired, she probably made it herself out of who knows what. I'm afraid to ask. Flash in the Pan! Hodor. Hodor, Hodor. Hodor, Hodor, Hodor. Hodor. Hodor, Hodor. 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 For our second recipe today, we're cooking up some garlic mushrooms with toasted walnuts.
Time again, I tell myself that you no good. Bad for my health and I can't help myself, it's understood. Poison, but I love it. Kill me softly with these lips I'm touching. Lust and love it, nothing but disgust from no one is. Temporary, something's gotta give. Let me go and let me live. Holding on to what I thought I knew, but no, I ain't no it's. Time I notice and just wake up from this dream, or just go deeper. Reality ain't really what it seems. So please don't wake me up. Please don't wake me from this nightmare.
Well, that's it for the first episode of Season 3 of Food Nerd. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure that you hit like down below, and also make sure that you hit subscribe on the big red button over there. Also, make sure that you follow us on Twitter and Facebook, And make sure that you pick up the first 5 seasons of Game of Thrones, which is currently out on DVD and Blu-ray. Until next time, I'm Chris Bissett. Stay nerdy.
Ready, aim, fire.
Oh, it's not focusing on my hand. Make it focus on my hand. Go ahead. Hodor. 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 Follow Margulis. This episode is brought to you by Cook Chiropractic Clinic. From auto accidents to personal injuries, family care, and sports physicals, call Cook Chiropractic for all your chiropractic needs. Call 903-938-5454. They can help you get back on your feet in no time.